Welcome back, everybody, to the Varsity Squad show. Hey guys, I'm your host, Sheldon.
I'm Daniel.
And I'm Landon.
How's it going, guys? We're going to jump right into it today with the CAA Championships for volleyball tonight. We have number 1, Holy Family Academy, taking on number 3, Thunderbird Adventist Academy. This game will be played at ASU in Division 2 girls volleyball. We have number 1, Trinity Christian, will play number 2, Heritage Academy. This game will also be at ASU. Now keep in mind, HYFN TV will be streaming these games tonight on any social media platform that you have, Facebook, Instagram, anything you can think of. And of course, hyfntv.com. Coverage for these games will begin at 5:30 for Division 1 and 7:45 for Division 2. Of course, PM, it's tonight. We encourage you, if you're a fan, player, coach, other athlete that didn't make the championship, to come out and support these teams that have worked so hard this season to get where they are at. Lena, tell us about our soccer championships coming up soon.
Always. Well, similar to volleyball, the soccer season will also be ending this week. In Division 1, we have number 1, Ville de Marie, playing number 2, Tri-City Prep. This game will begin at 4 p.m. Saturday at ASU West Fields. In Division 2, we have number 1, Pan American, facing off against number 2, Empower College Prep. This game will also be Saturday at ASU West, with the game beginning at 7 p.m. HYFN TV will also be streaming these games, with coverage beginning at 4 p.m. for Division 1 and 7 p.m. for Division 2. ASU West, they have fantastic fields to play on, and it will be a great environment out there with fans cheering and players playing. So we encourage you to come out and help support these teams who made the final game.
Well, guys, I'm certainly excited. We have all these games coming up, and we'll see who will raise that CAA trophy when it's all said and done. Now we're going to jump right into our AIA Power Rankings. First, we want to go through the top 10 teams in Arizona. Number 10, we have Notre Dame Prep with a 7-1 record. Number 9, we have Castile with a 6-2 record. Number 8, Highland with a, having a little problem with my eyes, guys, today. 5-3 record. Number 7, Centennial with a 7-1 record. Number 6, we have Pinnacle with a 6-2 record. Number 5, Saguaro with a 5-3 record. Hamilton, number 4, 6-2. Chandler, number 3, they moved from that number 2 spot, losing to Basha. They're 7-1. Basha, now number 2, 7-1. And still the best team in Arizona, Liberty. Now we're going to go to our national rankings. At number 10, we have IMG Academy. They're from Florida. They're 6-1. Number 9, we have North Shore from Texas. 9-0, perfect season so far. Number 8, St. Thomas Aquinas from Florida. They're 9-0. Number 7, Chaminade Madonna from Florida. They're 8-0. Number 6, we have Buford. They're from Georgia. They're 9-0. Number 5, we have Bishop Gorman from Nevada. 10-1. Number 4, we have St. John Bosco from California. They're 9-1. Number 3, Central from Florida. 9-0. Number 2, St. Francis Academy, playing the least amount of games to be in the top 10, but they're 6-0. And still number 1, Mater Dei from California, 10-0. Now, Daniel, tell us about our AIA volleyball rankings.
All right, at number 10, we have Xavier College Prep with a 19-12 record. And number 9 is Gilbert with a 25-7 record. Number 8 is Sandra Day O'Connor, sitting at 23-7. In the 7th spot is Horizon with a 28-10 record. In 6th is Sunny Slope with, what's that record? Can't see the record. Let me see on this computer real quick.
Sunny Slope, 28-10.
So we could get that. 28-10 for Sunny Slope. Now in the top 5, we've got Perry at 5, 31-8. In 4 is Liberty with a 24-6 record. And coming into the top 3, nothing's changing. Millennium's 3rd, 34-4. Hamilton is 2nd, 31-7. And number 1 still, Corona del Sol with 35 wins, 5 losses. Now, huge thank you to Max Preps for putting these rankings out so we could bring them to you here on the Varsity Squad. Now let's go to... Are we going to Landon today?
No, that's all the power rankings we got. Now we got a lot of rankings, guys.
Oh, that's right.
Some great rankings for these
We're
teams.
done with CAA.
Done with CAA. No more CAA rankings. We got the finals ending this week.
Sad.
Yeah, it is. And we got football, of course, starting this week. But I can't wait to see how these playoffs finish tonight for the championships. We got games for Saturday for soccer, and then of course Friday night we got the semifinals for the CAA. So we'll make sure we talk about those on Friday. But guys, that's gonna wrap up our report on the CAA and of course our power rankings for the AIA. Up next in the big leagues, our pro sports report. So don't go away. Welcome back, guys. Now it's time for In the Big Leagues. And we're going to start things off talking about our Arizona Coyotes. One of the worst teams in the NHL. With a 2-6 record, the Coyotes are still last place in the Central West Division. Coyotes currently sit 29th out of 32 NHL teams, which is better than the start. We are 31st, so we're some progress, guys. And that's all I got to say about them. Now we're going to talk about our Sun Scoop.
Alright, the Suns improved to 6-1 after defeating the Timberwolves last night, 116-107. Cam Johnson led the game in scoring for both teams, scoring 29 points, hitting 7 3-pointers. The Suns forced 16 turnovers, while the T-Wolves forced only 9. The Suns are now 5-0 at home, and will play the 5-1 Trailblazers on Friday.
Guys, I might start buying some Sun tickets because they're undefeated at home. I wouldn't want to go to a Suns game and have them lose. So, I mean, they're pretty fantastic this year. What do you guys think about Cam Johnson putting up 29 points, leading both teams in scoring? What do you guys think about
That's
that?
amazing. I mean, the role players
Yeah.
are stepping up like in big ways this season so
Oh yeah.
far.
Well, they have to.
Yeah.
They have to. They don't have with Chris Paul not shooting the way he shoots the ball.
Which I think is
At
kind of
least so
fine.
far. Yeah, I mean, they're winning games. He had
Yeah.
15 last night. It was pretty mediocre shooting, but he had 12 assists, and that's something he's done. He had 15 last
That's what I
game,
mean.
12 tonight, or last night, I mean. And Devin Booker, 18 points last night. I think he was 6 for 18 from the field. So a rough game compared to the rest of his games.
Mm-hmm.
But for a role player like Cam Johnson, who we don't expect him to put up 29, 30 points a night. That's
No.
just not what he does. If he shot 7 threes in the game, he might be better than Steph. I mean, no one's shooting 7 threes a game. But for him to shoot 7 last night, I think he shot 7 for 11, which is fantastic. It's a great win for the Suns.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're going to play the Trailblazers next. Trailblazers are a tough team. Dame time, baby. Dame time. He's back. They're another team though with a really really good star on their team with a lot of good role players with Anthony Simons, Nurkic. Do you guys think we can win this game?
I think so. I think they're just going to keep steamrolling.
You think so?
Yeah. They've been playing amazing so far.
Now, aside from the Suns, who have been fantastic, I do want to talk about Steve Nash getting fired from the Nets and your guys' thoughts. Does this make him a better team, worse team, indifferent? What happens? What happens with the Nets?
I didn't really understand the decision to fire Steve Nash. I don't think the bad start for the Nets is his fault. I mean, what can you do? Ben Simmons isn't doing the best.
It's not what he was when he was in his prime. We'll call it a prime when he played in Philadelphia. Kyrie
hasn't done things. He's had some good
games, but not consistently.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
consistently. Kevin Durant will always be Kevin Durant. He'll always give you 30, but unfortunately 30 points doesn't equal a win. And I think Steve Nash is the scapegoat in this situation. I think he was the easiest guy to blame because you already have so much money tied into Kyrie, Kevin Durant, Ben Simmons. You can't just get rid of him. You can't cut him because you're cutting $200 million. You're not going to waste that money.
Yeah.
And I think for the fans, they say get rid of the coach. New coach solves the problems. Well, you're still a horrible defensive team. Ben Simmons will play. He'll play defense, but Kevin Durant doesn't play defense. Kyrie doesn't play defense. Their role players are players that aren't going to consistently. They don't have any Cam Johnsons on their team that's going to put up 29 points, and they have no size. If you watch their games, they're always they're never the strongest team. They're never the tallest team. And I think down the stretch, that's going to really, really hurt them. They got some of the best shooters with Kevin Durant and Kyrie, but you have an off night, well, then what? Ben Simmons doesn't shoot, so I can't. I'm not going to say he can't shoot. He just doesn't shoot.
He just refuses. I don't know.
So I mean, I don't want to compare this team to the Lakers because I think the Lakers have a brighter future. I think, but it's the Nets season. What do they got to do to turn this thing around?
Man, they got to figure it out. I think Ben Simmons has to shoot
the ball.
first of
Shoot the
all.
ball.
That's evident.
Right. Do you
It's
think
been
maybe he's not
evident.
shooting because he knows he's just going to miss? Because you don't want him shooting if you can't make the shot. I mean,
That's true.
But he's never been known for as a shooter. He's always been known for a guy that's going to give you a triple double with 10 points. He'll give you 13 assists, 10. And again, defensively, he can guard the best. You put Ben Simmons on the best guy. You don't put Kevin Durant on LeBron James. It just doesn't work. LeBron James will get a bucket every time. Ben Simmons might hold him down to 20 points or so because Ben Simmons is like that. But so far this year, I do want to say he struggled with fouls. He's fouled out 3 games, I believe, out of the 6 or 7 they played.
Dang.
And I saw a little picture, and it showed that he has almost as many fouls as points this year. That's tough. And you can say, well,
that's crazy.
And the thing is I do want to say he didn't play last year. He actually didn't play 2 seasons in a row. So you guys think this is just a conditioning thing? He's getting lazy. He's reaching when he shouldn't. He's just still getting back into the groove of being conditioned. You guys think that's it?
Yeah, most likely, yeah.
2 years is a long time to not play.
Mm-hmm. It is a long time. But again, Steve Nash, I don't know who their new coach is going to be. I hear thoughts of, Ime Udoka being the new coach. He was a Celtics coach, but then, of course, he got suspended by the team, not the league. So depending on the situation there, he could be the new coach, but I don't think he's going to change anything. You can't coach height. When you have a team that's not known for tall defensive guys like Rudy Gobert, or those Anthony Davis, those type of people, you're not going to be a good defensive team, and you're going to rely on your offense to put up 130 points a game, which they haven't been able to do consistently, at least. So we'll just have to see the future. But at least the Suns are good. Because the Suns had as a team that had a rough offseason, and they're 6-1, probably the best team right now in basketball, or at least top 3. I can say top 3.
Oh yeah,
with good role players. Now, guys, that's going to wrap up in the big leagues. We're going to go right into our new segment called Flag on the Play. Now, you guys know I'm a referee, and I hear all kinds of things from the stands. I hear, good call, bad call. They cheer when you get a call for their game. They boo you when it's not. And, on this segment, we're going to talk about rules, updated rules, judgment calls, all types of things that, just questions you guys may have for officials. And one of these big questions that most fans have is, what is intentional grounding? Now, intentional grounding is where the quarterback basically throws the ball to save a sack, save a loss of yardage, save an interception, and this is illegal. Okay, it's one of the worst penalties you can have as an offensive coach because it's a spot foul, 5-yard penalty in high school, 10 yards in the NFL, and it's a loss of down, which means if you throw an intentional grounding pass, you could be 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So now it's really a 15-yard penalty, and you're losing the down. It really hurts your offense. Now the AIA and all of high school football around the country changed the rule this year. If the quarterback is outside the pocket, the ball has to cross the line of scrimmage, but does not have to throw to a receiver for it to be an eligible pass. It used to be has to throw to a receiver in the area within 5 yards, something like that. It's a judgment call. It's up to the line judge, the umpire, the back judge. It's determined by the referees. It's not in the rule book for how many yards that receiver has to be near the ball. But now there's a tackle box, guys, where it's 8 yards from tackle to tackle, left tackle to right tackle, and this is this bubble for the quarterback. This is considered the pocket. And if he gets outside this pocket, he can throw a pass. It can go straight to the ground as long as it crosses the line of scrimmage. It's eligible. I want to ask you guys, do you guys like this new rule? Do you think it's fair?
So this rule allows for the quarterback to throw it where nobody is standing, just to save the play. Right?
It could be a play that's designed to go right. He goes left, and he could be at this point 5 or 6 yards away from the line of scrimmage. He can throw it 7 yards, and there could be not a receiver in sight. But as long as he has outside the pocket, that's okay. So it's unfair. It's a disadvantage for defense.
Yeah, it's a huge disadvantage.
So what do you guys think? I mean, do you guys think this is a rule that NHFS got right, wrong?
I think it's fine, honestly, just because it may not be fair for the defense, but you're also losing it down on offense because of a screwed up play. So I'm not going to say it's unfair to the defense because you're also missing out on offense too. So I think it's a fine penalty. Or not penalty.
Well, you play offense, so it's fine for you.
Yeah. So
but if honestly, if I'm a defensive player and I get you in a situation where you have to throw the ball away because I'm in your face, I'm about to sack you, and you're allowed to throw the ball away to nobody, and it's not a penalty, it sucks. But that is a rule that they did change across, the whole U.S., not just Arizona. And already this season, I've had several situations where I'm a line judge for my AI, for my high school games, and I've seen passes cross the line of scrimmage, but I don't see a receiver. So I look at the head referee and I shake my head. There's nobody around, and he'll respond with, "He's out of the pocket," so which meaning no penalty, because it's up to the head referee to throw that penalty. And again, that's a spot foul. I've seen quarterbacks be 20. They run around the pocket, you know what I mean, and that the ball doesn't cross the line of scrimmage. It could be a 30-yard penalty, and they lose it down. I mean, it is a nightmare for that to be called. But for fans, if you're a fan watching the game, coach, whatever, just know there's questions you have to ask yourself. Did it cross the line of scrimmage? Was the quarterback out of the pocket? Was the ball tipped? If it's tipped, it's off as well. And of course, if it happens in the end zone, it's a safety. 2 points if it happens in the end zone. But as long as he's outside of the pocket and it crosses the line of scrimmage, no penalty. So this is a new rule that's, teams have still been adjusting this year to it. And again, the enforcement of this rule, very, very strict. But going forward, I don't think it's going to change again. So you said it's fair. What do you think, Daniel?
I mean, what it does is just gives the offense a little leniency when the defense does a good job of stopping.
Right.
So it's not. I don't know, man. I'm kind of indifferent on it.
To me, being official,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. I see it differently than
It
you guys.
sucks for the defense for sure.
Right.
Because you put a quarterback in a position to cause a huge loss of yardage, and then he just throws it to the ground right in front of you. You're like,
Right. Can really hurt a defense or an
That's
offensive
unfortunate.
situation. Guys, that's going to wrap up our new segment and our show today. Make sure you guys tune in to HYFN TV today for those CAA volleyball championships. They're also going to be on Saturday for soccer. We'll be live streaming them. Guys, again, I'm your host, Sheldon, right here on the Varsity Squad. We'll see you guys next time.